Welcome to the deep dive. Today we are going deep on intelligent agents in AI.
Oh, yeah.
It's a field that is changing so rapidly,
It is.
and we need to understand where it's headed.
Absolutely.
We've got a Gartner report predicting a massive surge in their use,
Okay.
the Wikipedia entry for some background,
Mm-hmm.
and a white paper that gets into the nitty-gritty of how they actually work.
Yeah.
By the end of this, you'll know not just what these agents are,
Okay.
but how they could change everything from the way we work to how we think about AI itself.
It's fascinating. This isn't science fiction anymore.
Right.
Intelligent agents are already making decisions in certain fields.
Wow.
The potential impact is huge.
So first things first, what exactly is an intelligent agent?
Right.
The Wikipedia definition seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it says an intelligent agent is software that perceives its environment, takes actions to achieve goals, and can learn and improve.
So it sounds a bit like us.
It does.
With a computer brain, right?
Yeah, but with a computer brain.
But what makes them different from the AI we're already using, like, say, ChatGPT?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
ChatGPT is amazing at predicting words based on what you ask it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have agency.
Mm-hmm.
A true intelligent agent can plan and act independently to achieve a goal, not just react to prompts.
So it's like the difference between a calculator and a personal assistant.
Exactly.
One crunches numbers,
Yep.
The other actually does things based on your needs.
And that doing things part is where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
To understand how they work, we need to dive into their cognitive architecture,
Okay.
which the white paper breaks down into 3 parts.
All right.
The model, the
Fascinating.
tools, and the orchestration layer.
Okay, let's unpack that.
Sure.
The model, I'm guessing, is like the brain of the operation.
You got it.
Okay.
It's the language model that makes decisions. And here's where it gets cool.
Okay.
They can use multiple models at once, like having a team of experts working together inside the agent's head.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So instead of one generalist AI, you could have specialists all contributing to the decision-making process. What kind of experts are we talking about here?
It depends on the agent's goal.
Okay.
One model might be great at analyzing data, another at predicting trends, and another at, say, generating creative text.
Yeah.
By combining them, you get a much more powerful system.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So what about these tools?
Yeah.
What do they do?
Tools are how the agent interacts with the world.
Oh.
Like our senses and hands.
Mm-hmm.
They allow it to access information,
Okay.
run programs, and
Yeah.
even take physical actions if it's connected to the right hardware.
So if the agent needs to book a flight, the tool would be what connects it to a flight booking website or API.
Exactly.
Okay.
It provides the interface for the agent to actually carry out tasks in the real world.
And then there's the orchestration layer.
Right.
This is where it all comes together.
This is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
The orchestration layer is like the conductor of an orchestra.
Okay.
It decides which tools to use, what actions to take, and how to adapt to changes in the environment.
Got it.
It's what gives the agent its agency, the ability to plan and act independently.
The white paper mentions something called prompt engineering frameworks as part of this orchestration layer.
Yeah.
What are those exactly?
Imagine giving the AI a set of instructions on how to think.
Okay.
If this happens, then do that.
Mm-hmm.
If this other thing happens, consider these options.
Okay.
That's essentially what these frameworks do. They
Right.
provide a structure for the agent to reason, plan,
Yeah.
and make decisions in a more strategic way.
So it's not just reacting to immediate input,
Yeah.
but actually thinking ahead and planning for different possibilities.
Exactly.
Got
It's about moving beyond simple stimulus response
Right.
and towards something that resembles more complex human-like decision-making.
This is blowing my mind a little bit. It feels like we're talking about a whole new level of AI.
We are.
Wow.
And this is just the beginning.
Okay.
But before we go too far down the rabbit hole, let's zoom back out to the big picture for a moment.
All right.
That Gartner report made some pretty bold predictions about how quickly this technology is going to be adopted.
They said 33% of enterprise software will have agentic AI by 2028.
Right.
That's a huge jump from where we are today.
And that's going to have major implications for the way we work,
Yeah.
the kinds of jobs we do, and even how businesses operate as a whole.
I'm thinking about all the tasks I do every day that could potentially be automated by an intelligent agent.
Yeah.
scheduling meetings,
Right.
or organizing my inbox, even doing research or data analysis.
Exactly. And it's not just about replacing jobs. It's about freeing up human workers to focus on more creative, strategic, and fulfilling tasks.
It sounds like intelligent agents could potentially reshape entire industries.
They absolutely could. But to really grasp the potential, we need to dig deeper into the specific types of tools they use and how those are evolving.
Okay.
Let's unpack those in more detail.
All right, so we've got these intelligent agents with their brains, the model, their way of interacting with the world tools and their decision-making process orchestration.
Right.
Let's talk more about those tools because it seems like that's where the rubber really meets the road.
Absolutely. The white paper uses a great analogy here, comparing the agent to a chef.
I like where this is going.
Just like a chef needs different tools for different tasks, intelligent agents rely on a variety of tools to interact with the world.
Okay.
They break these tools down into three main types: extensions, functions, and data stores.
So extensions are like the chef's recipe books, providing instructions and guidance.
Exactly. Extensions give the agent a standardized way to connect to APIs and leverage their capabilities.
So if the agent needs to book a flight, it might use an extension that knows how to talk to the Google Flights API?
That's it. The extension handles the details of how to use the API, what data to send, and how to interpret the results. It makes it much easier for the agent to interact with different systems and services.
Okay, that makes sense. What about functions then? Are those more like the chef's own skills, the things they can do without needing a recipe?
Perfect analogy.
Okay.
Functions allow the agent to perform tasks directly rather than relying on an external API.
Right.
These are often customized actions that the agent can execute on its own.
So instead of calling an API to translate some text, the agent might have a function that can do the translation itself.
Exactly. This gives developers more control over how the agent operates and can be more efficient in some cases.
And lastly, we have data stores. Those must be like the chef's pantry filled with all sorts of ingredients they can use.
You're getting it. Data stores provide the agent with access to information beyond its initial training data. Think of it like giving the agent a library or a database it can search through to find what it needs.
So it's constantly learning and updating its knowledge base.
Yes. And one powerful application of this is something called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG.
RAG. Yeah. Tell me more about that.
Imagine the user asks the agent a question that requires information beyond its initial training.
Okay.
With RAG, the agent can search a data store in real time, find the relevant information, and use it to answer the question. It's like having a super-powered research assistant working alongside the agent.
Wow, that's incredible. So these tools are really what give intelligent agents their versatility and power. They're not just limited to what they were initially trained on. They can keep learning and expanding their capabilities.
Exactly. And it's these tools that are going to enable some of the most exciting applications of intelligent agents.
Okay.
We're talking about things that could fundamentally change how we live and work.
Okay, I need examples.
Yeah.
What are some of the real-world applications that are already happening or that are on the horizon?
Well, the Wikipedia entry mentions a fascinating example.
All right.
Waymo, the self-driving car company, is using something called multi-agent simulations to train their vehicles.
So they're not just letting these cars loose on the roads to figure things out?
Not at all.
Okay.
In these simulations, they have AI agents representing human drivers, pedestrians, cyclists, all interacting in a virtual environment.
It's like a giant, complex video game where the AI drivers can learn the rules of the road, how to handle different situations safely.
That's a great way to put it. By exposing the AI to these simulated environments, they can learn much faster and more safely than they could in the real world.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And beyond self-driving cars, what are some other areas where intelligent agents are making an impact?
Well, think about personalized recommendations. We already see this with things like shopping suggestions online.
Right.
But imagine an intelligent agent that has access to your entire purchase history, your browsing habits, and even your social media activity. It could generate recommendations that are so tailored to your individual preferences that it feels like it knows you better than you know yourself.
That's a little bit creepy, but also kind of amazing.
Okay.
What else?
Think about task management. Imagine an AI assistant that can manage your schedule, book appointments, filter your emails, even draft responses for you based on your communication style. It could free up so much of your time and mental energy.
That would be a dream. No more spending hours sorting through my inbox.
Exactly. And those are just a few examples. We're talking about applications in finance, healthcare,
Yeah.
education, entertainment,
Yeah.
pretty much every industry you can think of.
It sounds like the potential is almost limitless. But I have to imagine that with this much power comes some serious risks as well. It feels like we've only scratched the surface here.
Yeah.
We've talked about what intelligent agents are, how they work, and even some of the early applications we're seeing. But where does this all go from here? What's the long game?
That's the question, isn't it? And honestly, it's hard to even imagine the full scope of what's possible. But that white paper we keep coming back to hints at some pretty mind-blowing scenarios, particularly with this idea of agent chaining.
Okay, you've mentioned agent chaining a couple of times. Let's break that down. What exactly does that mean?
Imagine a team of specialized AI agents, each an expert in its own domain, working together to achieve a common goal. That's the essence of agent chaining.
So instead of one generalist AI trying to do everything, you have a network of specialists, each contributing their unique skills.
Precisely. Let's say you have one agent that's a whiz at analyzing financial data, another that's an expert in market trends, and another that specializes in risk assessment.
By chaining those agents together, you could create a system that could make incredibly sophisticated investment decisions.
Exactly. And the applications go far beyond finance. Imagine agent chaining in healthcare. You could have an agent that specializes in medical diagnosis, another that's an expert in drug research, and another that focuses on personalized treatment plans.
Working together, those agents could potentially revolutionize how we approach medicine, leading to earlier diagnoses, more effective treatments, and even personalized preventative care.
It's incredible to think about, isn't it? And it's not just about efficiency. It's about expanding the boundaries of what's possible. Imagine a team of agents working on a creative project. One generates music, another creates visuals, another writes lyrics, and they all collaborate, riffing off each other's ideas to produce something truly unique.
That's wild. It's almost like we're creating a whole new ecosystem of AI with different species of agents interacting and evolving together.
That's a great way to put it. And as those agents interact and learn from each other, their collective intelligence will continue to grow, leading to even more sophisticated and surprising outcomes.
It's both exciting and a little bit daunting to think about, to be honest. It feels like we're on the cusp of something truly transformative.
We are, and it's important to remember that we're still in the very early stages of this journey. The potential of intelligent agents is vast, and we're only just beginning to explore what's possible.
So where do we go from here? What are the key things we need to be thinking about as this technology continues to evolve?
One thing that's crucial is understanding that the future of intelligent agents is not predetermined. It's something that we're actively shaping with every decision we make about research, development, and deployment.
So we have a responsibility to not just observe these developments, but to actively participate in guiding them in a direction that benefits humanity.
Absolutely. We need to be having conversations about the ethical implications, the potential risks, and how we ensure that these powerful tools are used for good.
It's not just about the technology itself, but about the values and intentions we embed in it.
Yeah.
We need to be thinking about things like transparency, accountability, and how we ensure that these systems remain aligned with human goals.
It's a complex challenge, no doubt, but it's one we need to embrace because the potential rewards are enormous.
Well said. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the basic definitions to the mind-blowing possibilities. It feels like we've gone on a journey from the present to a future that's both exhilarating and a little bit uncertain.
And hopefully this deep dive has given you not just a glimpse into that future, but also a sense of agency in shaping it.
Absolutely. It's clear that intelligent agents are more than just a technological advancement. They represent a fundamental shift in how we interact with the world and with each other.
It's a shift that's already underway and one that will only continue to accelerate in the years to come. The question is, will we be passive observers or will we be active participants in shaping this new reality?
I think the answer is clear. We all have a role to play in ensuring that this incredible technology is used to create a better future for everyone.
Well said.
And on that note, I think we'll wrap things up for today. Thank you so much for joining us on the Deep Dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those brains buzzing.